my name's Jo Whiteland. I work for St Mungo's ACE service and I'm the Deputy Manager for South Bristol, so we're based at Philwood Community Centre. Okay, so Deputy Manager I oversee a small team of engagement workers that work out of Philwood Community Centre. And the running of that part of the service there. So they work one-to-one with service users who aren't engaged in any services and there's concerns around their mental health. We also run groups at the centre as well, and I just sort of oversee the whole of that and what's going on there, and also kind of liaise with, we share premises with Bristol Drugs Project and also the community centre, so I would liaise with everybody and make sure that everything's running smoothly. Okay, so we offer wellbeing sessions at the moment, which are open access, just to encourage people to come in, just to get some support around their emotional needs, really, their emotional well-being. That's often, it might be people that don't meet our threshold for one-to-one support, so we've got that to offer them, or we would kind of, or people can just come in if they feel they need some mental health support. They can come in and have an informal chat. They don't have to stay for the group. We encourage people to just be able to drop in during that time to seek some support, and then hopefully they'll kind of sort of stay on and work with the group. Okay, so basically all our referrals either come through self-referral or other agencies. And we would then offer what's called a next steps assessment for people. So that would be going out, meeting them, often at home. If they're able to come to Philwood, we would try and encourage them to come out, but a lot of the people we work with are very socially isolated. Some are very unwell, might not even be leaving the house at all. There's quite a lot of dual diagnosis as well in that. So we would go out, do an assessment with them, talk through what our service entails, and if we felt that they would need ongoing one-to-one support, we would then take them on as a one-to-one client. If it was felt that they didn't need that, or there were other services out there that we could then refer them into or signpost them to, we would do that. So it's a very holistic approach to working with people around their mental health. So it might be that we would go out and assess somebody, realise that actually there might be quite a lot of substance misuse as well, so we would encourage them and support them to maybe access roads, to have an assessment with them and try and get them, so that alongside maybe having some support from us, we would try and get them some drug and alcohol support as well. Then that one-to-one support entails obviously, and I guess it's a bit like you kind of a sort of tier system. We'd look at kind of immediate needs, so they might be struggling with stuff that's really impacting on their mental health, like kind of struggling with debts, rent arrears, abuse, like in the community. All that we would look at first maybe, and then kind of look towards kind of ways to improve their mental health. We might decide that they may not be appropriate for recovery services. They might not meet their threshold, so but actually they're needing some sort of therapy, so they might access that through our services, our therapy services within ACE, or they might access it through local community services like Norwest Health Association or Positive Minds would all offer counselling services. And I think a lot of what we try to do is to enable people to become more socially included, and a big enticement to try and get them along to our wellbeing group on a Wednesday afternoon, even if that's with the support of their ACE worker initially. So any agency can call our helpline, discuss a referral with us. and then we would either take that over the phone. Sometimes we would just offer advice if we felt that actually there were quite a lot of other services involved, and that might not necessarily be just mental health services. We would support other agencies around managing, if they've built a good relationship with that person, about how they could best manage that, their mental health, the support for that person. There's 3 sites, so we cover the whole of Bristol. So our other 2 sites are east and sort of east central really, which is at Barton Hill, and what we get, well, it's the north sort of central site, which is but it's based at the Compass Centre. So they cover the whole of North Bristol, and what we particularly look at within all 3 hubs is like areas where there's kind of quite a lot of deprivation, and there's obviously quite a lot of, I guess, kind of a need for trying to kind of, where we know that people aren't engaged in services. So aside from, the thing I forgot to mention was that we do outreach as well. So we would go and do outreach in target certain areas of the city. So within South Bristol at the moment, we do an outreach up at Wick House in Brislington, and also at Hawkspring in Symes House. They're like a drop-in, open access drop-in for people to come along, and for workers as well, can come along and just talk about issues that are going on for them. We would offer, and do a bit of signposting, a bit of support within that group, a few strategies to help people improve their well-being. We're always kind of doing that as well, thinking quite sort of creatively about how we can kind of just make that a safe space for people to come and talk about it. And if we felt that they needed ongoing extra support, we might take a referral for them and do a next steps and kind of do some more one-to-one support with them. So I think that means it means like we're working with a diverse range of people who are struggling, I think, with their well-being, I think, and that can be a very broad spectrum, and I think that's why we've set the service up in a way that we can cater for a really broad range of people. Unfortunately, we would probably love to work with everybody on a one-to-one basis, but we can't, we haven't got the capacity to do that. So the groups offer an alternative. We also offer more targeted groups like Women's Morning on a Friday morning, which is obviously specifically for women to get support around their emotional well-being. Within these groups, we might have people that come who come and are quite mentally unwell. So we would kind of target them for extra support or referral to more secondary services if we felt that was necessary, after we'd been doing some engagement with them. So I guess it's about kind of improving people's overall kind of sort of quality of life. And it's a very holistic approach. I guess certainly if I'm speaking in terms of the South Hub at Philwood, we work a lot because so many of our clients are dual diagnosis, and they don't necessarily come via a drug and alcohol service. We tend to go the other way, so we might find them, they might come via, we get a lot of council officers will ring in because they're really concerned about people that might be hoarding and things aren't good, and neighbours have reported concerns. So we would go out and then find out actually there's quite a lot of substance misuse going on, so we refer a lot into roads. We work with quite a lot of local community organisations within Norwell West, so Norwell West Health Association, who are literally just down the road from us. We work with quite a lot of housing as well, so we might go into sort of floating tenancy support, either through substance misuse, through roads, or through like Mungo's sort of mental health floating tenancy support. Really, it's a very, very diverse range. It's hard to sort of target, like, oh, we just work with these agencies. We work with whatever we can find that we feel would be appropriate and that the client feels comfortable with. Holistic, client-centred and nurturing. Oh, absolutely. Definitely, but not too many, because otherwise we're in danger. We're constantly in danger of having too long a waiting list. That's the problem. We secretly recommend it. The engagement workers are fantastic, the work they do. They're so dedicated. They come with a great wealth of knowledge in very different areas, so they share that knowledge within the team to really kind of build great relationships with very difficult to reach people. And I think that's really our target. It's the people that are the most difficult to reach, the ones that are really causing, and they can be causing quite a lot of problems within the community as well. We wouldn't shy away from people that are really challenging. We work with a lot of people with personality disorders.